enjoyed meeting all of you, and we're going to continue doing this as long as you're enjoying it. And we do get such positive feedback. So thank you, everyone. I do want to say good afternoon to Kelley and to Lori. But Kelley, let me just bring you on first. Just how are you today, Kelley?
I am great. Thank you. And I am so excited and happy. This is what is this, our fourth show?
Yes.
And I think we're getting the hang of it.
We're getting it.
Yes. Anyways, thank you. And yes, I was so excited to see everybody this weekend. And I was so surprised at all the people that did show up to come visit us. So thank you for making the drive, for taking the time to come and say hello and getting readings and even coming and watching me speak. I so appreciate that. I was very honored. Thank you.
It's fantastic. We had such a great time. And today's show, like I said, it's about manifesting, and we are bringing back Lori Albert. If I could just introduce Lori briefly, she is a certified Masters of Wisdom and Meditation teacher with David G., an internationally recognized meditation teacher on stress management, expert, and author. In becoming certified with David G., Lori Albert has begun to incorporate meditation as a primary tool in her readings, workshops, and sessions. Now, we mentioned this last time that Lori Albert has her own podcast, In the Flow. So we're going to be asking Lori more about that. Also, she is on Insight Timer, which is an amazing app. So we want her to tell us more about that. And then in December of 2021, Lori authored a book. It's called Manifestation Journal for Beginners. This is what we want to talk about. We want to get all the tricks or the secrets. We all want to manifest better. So we want to welcome you, Lori, first to our show today. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I am super excited to be here. I just love both of you so much. You two are incredible. And the last time we were on was like the hour just went by so fast. Because you both were very engaging, and I appreciate you having me back. So thank you.
You're welcome. We had so much fun, and we're all I know Kelley is great at manifesting. I know Kelley's going to put in some effort and give us some answers on how to manifest. She has taught me a lot too. So I just want to say thank you for writing this book, because I'm using this book and I want to talk about this some more. But what is manifesting? Is that where we should start, Kelley? Like, what is manifesting? What is the definition here?
Yes. Because I think I've been doing it on my own since I was a child without even knowing I was doing it. And I still do it. And I've got my husband doing it now, and he's a believer. So you want to give your definition, because I'm sure we all have a little bit the same, but
yeah, I mean, it's really all about the same thing. But the thing is that we use our thoughts. Manifestation is about using your thoughts to create your reality, create your present moment. So that to me is what manifestation is. I mean, I'm sure there are big, long definitions out there, but for me.
Let me take a step back here. What led you to writing this book? Like, I think you were telling us last time a little bit about it, but for those people who are new today listening to the show, what led you to write this book, Manifestation Journal for Beginners?
Well, interestingly, okay, so I have a podcast. It's called In the Flow with Lori Albert. And I talk about manifestation and how to manifest my trials, my successes, all of that stuff. I talk about it all the time on my podcast. And I got an email one day from a publishing company, and they were like, "We see that you're really into manifesting, and we appreciate what you're doing." And they had done research on me, and I was like, "What?"
So cool.
I know. I was totally shocked. So they said, "Let's try to do this." And I said, "Okay, great. What do I have to lose?" But the funniest part about that whole story is, years ago, I had written, and I still have, because it's a different book, but I have a half of a book written. Okay. So I have half of a book written, and I always thought, boy, it'd be so great to have that in my pocket, write a book and have it as a tool that I can use, and then I put it away. I put it away in my head, and I always thought, maybe I'd do that someday. Maybe we'll see. And then all of a sudden things started ratcheting up. Like, what could I do to further myself? And I was like, maybe I should like think about writing a book. Okay, I'm going to manifest that. And then all of a sudden this opportunity came. And I was like, oh my God, I manifested writing a book on manifesting. I mean, oh my God. I mean, it just, to me, the synchronicity of that is just,
I love it. I
Yeah.
love though that you had already started, and then that, because to me that was the beginning of the manifestation, that you'd
Yeah.
already started, and
Yeah.
that put it out to the universe, and you weren't doing anything, and then the universe is like, well, you know what, we're going to kickstart her, and they brought somebody, you know, to your attention to help you kind of get on track
Absolutely.
there.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's what,
Absolutely.
to me, it's like you put the thought out there to the universe,
Mhm.
and you just don't focus on like, oh, it's going to take so long. You focus on what you're doing right then and everything you can do towards it. And eventually, I think, or not eventually, sometimes right away, the universe starts conspiring with you to make these things happen. They bring these opportunities, and it's for us to like really be looking for those opportunities to take advantage of them,
Yeah.
you know, and you
Yep.
got that opportunity. That's amazing.
I know. It's crazy. You know, I'm so blessed.
Very blessed. Yes. You got to be grateful for it too.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the whole thing. That's part of the whole thing of manifesting. Staying
Gratitude.
grateful for what you have right here, right now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because if we stay grateful for what we've got right here, right now, then that's how, you know, that's lifting your vibration up, you know. So that's one of I think one of the big secrets of it.
I do. I have in your book 5 ways to raise your vibration, and gratitude, of course, is right there. So you think that, and you write about the law of attraction in here and raising your vibration, and it really does go with your thoughts, the way we think about things. I think that's why your book is different, because it does help me write down my thoughts, write it down, which is so important, is like you said, having gratitude. But what are some other ways to raise your vibration that you mentioned? A couple of them: the meditation, the dancing.
Dancing. I know. I was just about to say, okay, so I say this all the time on my podcast. My favorite song, one of my favorite songs, I shouldn't say my favorite song. One of my favorite songs is ABBA, Dancing Queen, right? Okay.
I love that.
I know. It's like, it's one of those songs, it's so up and happy, but it makes me cry. It makes me cry because it raises my vibration so much that it's just right there. And it's like, you're just, oh my gosh, it's like that freedom and the dancing and whatever, So that, to me, if there's a song that you know of that makes you cry,
Yeah.
then that's, in a good way, it makes you cry,
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, it's a high vibrational song, So that's another thing. Now, of course, meditation, of course, helps to raise your vibration. Absolutely, 100%, and even just sitting for 5 to 10 minutes, starting at that, that's just, that's the game changer. That is sort of the catalyst that really gets everything started, because you become and you sit in the present moment. That's what all this is about. Allowing ourselves to be in the present moment.
Right. Which is hard to do sometimes because there's so many distractions.
Yeah.
Truly. And that adds into what you mentioned, Lori, about self-care. Like, we need to practice self-care, and that's just, taking time for ourselves. Not just, it's a big deal. It's a big deal in manifesting, as putting ourselves first, or taking time, or appreciation for what we have, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so interesting. And that goes along with one of the things about this book that may or may not be palatable to some people. I kind of get in your face a little bit. Like, there's, and I may have talked about this last time I was on the show, but it makes me giggle when people are like, okay, I'm going to win the lottery. I'm going to win the lottery. I'm going to win tomorrow. Right. And so I'm just going to circumvent all this work, and I'm just going to win the lottery. It's because if I say it, it'll happen. Right. And then, you go on Instagram and you see those posts about, hey, if you like this post, then you're going to have $6 million by Tuesday. you know? And I'm
Right.
thinking, well, how sad is that? You know, I mean, because
Yeah.
what's going to happen is when that doesn't happen, it's going to, now, okay, occasionally maybe it'll happen. But honestly, we all have such issues with money. We all have those little things that we say in our head. Some of us say, I don't have enough. Some of us say I'm broke all the time, right? Some of us say, you know what? I always have enough, you know? You know what I'm saying? So
So it
all of these
matters.
things that
Yeah.
people say to themselves, all of that self-talk that says into that you say to yourself, you know,
It adds
it
up.
it all comes into play, and
It
people
does.
don't get that. And so that's why I was sort of saying that, I'm kind of in your face a little bit. There's work to be done. That's the bottom line. Getting your vibration up.
Yeah.
Do the gratitude, so people were like, God, that's a lot of work. I'm like, well, you have to like figure out where you are when you what your mind is saying,
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to manage your thoughts. That's what it's all about. So
Let me just say one thing real quick, because we have some people on Facebook and I want to make a little announcement. So I want everybody to know on Facebook, we can't see your comments. So the best thing to do is email us at the questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. And I have that and I will check it frequently. So I appreciate the comments. We'll read them after the show, but it's difficult to read them while we're in the show because we just can't do that. And I also wanted to say that the number I pinned, there's a number I pinned at the top of on my page, will be the number that you call in when we announce that you can call in for calls. And know that if too many people are calling, you're going to either get a busy signal or that this number is not working. And I apologize, but that number just gets overwhelmed with calls, and that's what happens sometimes. So that doesn't mean don't call. It just means keep trying and eventually you will get through. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say that. And can I just sidetrack you, Lori,
Sure.
and ask you something?
sure.
I would like you to explain to everybody, because I think it's really impressive where you've got all your training and what you've gone through, because I want people to know what an expert you are and how much work you've put in to being this expert in your career, in your field, because you really, it's something, it's impressive.
It is.
I want you to share with everybody, if you can, real quick, just the training that you've gone through, the extensive training that you have gone through.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like we are all works in progress. And I just started out, I had just real fast. I'll give you the fast version of it. But when I was young, I had things happening spiritually, and in my head, I would see things and feel things, mostly feel things. Like I noticed that I could feel things that, like, if I was walking beside somebody, I'd be like, oh my God, don't be sad. It's okay. And they'd be like, how do you know? Kind of thing. So along the line, things started happening. And finally I started, I really was always into spirituality, but I didn't realize I had a gift, right? So I had this gift, and I started to develop it. So then I realized, oh, I'm a medium, I'm psychic, I'm an intuitive. I've all of these, like, again, tools in the toolbox, right? And I soaked up, and Cheryl was around for a lot of it. I soaked up every person that I could go see. James Van Praagh, Mavis Patilla. I can't even think. Tony Stockwell. Love that man, right?
Yeah.
All these mediums. John Edward. I love John Edward. Oh my gosh. He's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So learned from all of those people. But then I was like, I'm not done learning. There's always more, right? There's always more.
Never stops.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. So then I started to get into meditation, and I thought, oh my God, as much as, because I've meditated for 25 years or whatever, somewhere along those lines, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to start taking some meditation classes. And then I found David G, and I was like, oh my God. And he does a teacher training. How amazing is that? So, and what's great about him is he doesn't just say, this is how you do it. Okay, you're done. You're certified. He goes in, and I'm looking at my list of books here. He goes in and he talks about the Upanishads, Shankar, the crest jewel of discrimination. I mean, all of these, the Bhagavad Gita, he gets deep into these ancient texts and teaches you how to interpret meditation from the ancient texts, which is great, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, this is cool. All right, so I did that. Then all of a sudden, you know, I've always, in the middle there, I've always had I did a radio show as well. And so I did that for a couple of years, and then I stopped doing that. And then I started just doing this podcast. So now I have the podcast and I talk about everything. Anything spiritual, I will just talk about. So I love it. It's super exciting. And I learn from all of you. Like, I learn from Cheryl, I learn from Kelley, I learn from everybody, you know, and mostly I learn from Spirit.
Yeah.
I learn from Spirit. Spirit has taught me so much,
Yeah.
you know, so much, right? Right?
Yeah.
You guys understand that. So
I totally do, because I tested Spirit for years because I wanted to believe. I asked for proof, you know, and they give it to you. And in that, there are lessons. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know, Lori, that when you were in your training with David G, you would share postings on your Instagram and Facebook along the way, just letting us know you'd be meditating down by the beach with a group, with your class, with a group of people. I mean, you really, you've even had him on your show, you know, for an interview, which I've listened to. It's lovely. I mean, knowing him must be, you know, such a light in your life.
Oh my gosh. He's incredible.
Yeah, he is incredible. So, I mean, what a wonderful person to learn from.
Oh, I know. Absolutely.
As you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and then it all just kind of came into this, and then the book happened, and it's just, we're never done learning. And you guys know this, being mediums, it's so fascinating because we've always heard, or at least I was always taught, if you start to get too high on the hog, and if you start to think that you're like the be all end all, then Spirit will kind of like mess with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yes, they have.
Because we're never done learning. And if we keep that attitude, then that's fantastic. You know, I mean, that's how you can keep moving forward in your life. So
cool.
So we have a question right here that somebody emailed from Jeff.
Okay.
And it says, could you please discuss manifesting improved health? And if you have any messages for me about my current health, that would be a great. So we're not going to do messages right now. We're going to have people call in, Jeff, but we can definitely answer the question about manifesting improved health. And I'm going to let Lori take that question first, and then maybe me and Cheryl might chime in if we have more to add, but I don't know if we will. Go on, Lori.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. Let me start out by going backwards for just a minute. So when I decided that I was going to manifest a convertible, okay, I had all these thoughts going into my head, like, I can't do that. How can I do that? You know, you have to manage the thoughts in your head, right? So as I got the convertible that I have, I'm trying to think of how I want to go through explaining this. You have to work on changing your thoughts, your thought processes. You have to figure out what triggers those thoughts. Okay. So that was what I had to do in order to manifest the convertible that I wanted. Right now, regarding health, regarding money, these are two subjects that are so super difficult to manifest. And the reason why, and again, I try to keep this all real. Like, I'm not going to say, you can be cured. I'm not going to say it that way, because it's all individual. It's all personalized. So basically what you need to do is figure out what is going on in your head. Take a few days. This is my sort of method that I actually teach. Take a few days. Don't try to manifest anything. Just sit, notice your thoughts, and journal your thoughts. Okay. Notice what triggers you. Notice if you get triggered in traffic, write it down. Figure out why you're figure out what you're feeling, what makes you feel that way, and what your thoughts are about it. Write it down. Okay. Just all of that stuff for a couple of days. And then what you do is you start to shift those thoughts. So whenever you start whenever like somebody cuts you off in traffic and you realize, oh my God, I was triggered 4 times in the last 2 days because of like traffic, right? So what you do is you shift that thought. When somebody cuts you off in traffic, you immediately, when you feel yourself, your blood pressure rising, right? Whenever you feel that happening, you sit back and you say, oh, I'm going to shift. Well, you don't say it this, but I'm going to shift that thought to one of, you know what? Maybe you're in a hurry. You go ahead. You know, you have to shift your thoughts. The 2 hardest things to shift your thoughts. Did I say that right? I didn't want to swear.
we know that was funny.
Right. The 2 hardest things to shift your thoughts on are health and money. And that's, in a sense, it's simple. It's a simple concept, but it's difficult in putting it into practice because you can't just immediately manifest stuff. It doesn't work that way because you have to stay in that high vibration. And if you stayed in a high vibration all the time, you'd be manifesting this and that and everything else. Now, I'm a happy girl. I call myself the happy medium. I am so happy. But you know what? I'm sorry. Occasionally I get down. That's just it. We're humans. We're spiritual beings having human experience. So that's just the way it is. So it takes a little while to manifest stuff. Now, to manifest health, what is the conversation that you have going on in your head? And how can you shift those thoughts? So that's all I want to say.
I want to add to that. It's on the same line, basically. I personally have always been a happy person and always, focus on like the positive and try to be grateful and things like that. But there was a time in my life, and of course it has to do with children, where I was struggling with depression. And I'm not somebody who's ever been depressed, and it was something new to me. And they wanted to put me on medication. And I'm also very against medication, just for myself, not for anybody else. I don't like pills, So I immediately went home and went to the computer. This is what I did. And maybe this might help people. I don't know if it helps with my health too. I will say this. I started printing out all these affirmations that I typed up or I found that helped me. And I printed out hundreds of them and I taped them all at eye level around my house, on the front of doors, back of doors, on the mirror, everything in the kids' rooms. Because because I was having a lot of negative thoughts, which was unusual for me. So every time I had a negative thought, I read an affirmation out loud. My kids thought I was losing my mind. But let me tell you, I probably was, but I was okay with that. I turned it around. I was able to turn it around. And it got me through it. And my son suffered from depression at the time, and it helped him turn his around. Depression, when we have like negative thoughts in our head, that can also not just cause depression, it can cause health issues and other things. So yes, rewiring the brain, I call it. It's like every time you have a negative thought, force yourself to come up with a positive thought to counteract that negative. And eventually, and when you're about to say something negative to yourself, your brain's so used to you rewiring it, it changes it immediately. And it does take time. And I think, it's hard because we come from a generation where our parents didn't know, and their way of punishing was to say negative things to us. And now we know there's a better way to parent, right? So we have a whole generation that are in their like 30s, 40s, and 50s, full of negative thoughts that we got from school, from parents, and things like that we're trying to rewire. So it's hard, but it can be done. I'm 51 now, and I have to say, I'm really good at rewiring my brain.
Can I add to that also, Kelley? Yes. I too did that affirmations, and I'm so glad you said you put them at eye level. So in my transformational time a few years back, I had those affirmations on either side of my hallway. And as I walk down the hallway, you can actually feel the vibration from the affirmations. And what affirmations do is they help open a window of possibilities. They help open a door. They help open a new thought. They help open inspiration up into your life, which helps raise your vibration. So it's an invitation. And I really love it that you used affirmations. I know, Laura, you might be a big proponent also of affirmations, but it really is, it's life-changing. It's something as simple as putting them on your bathroom wall or your mirror, but it does, or actually carry mine around in my wallet now. I have a little, nice note now, and then I change my affirmations out. It said like a reminder, right? Oh yeah, I am a co-creator of the universe. Nice reminders.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And so we're going to break in 2 minutes. I'm putting the number to call us after the break if you would like to get a reading or ask us any questions, or you could email us any of your questions, not the readings. The readings you should call in. And remember, the lines get busy. So if you're getting a busy line, just keep trying. It just takes time to get through. I apologize. But yeah, we're going to be going to the break here in in about a minute. So I've just posted the line in there. It's 888-346-9141. Or you could email us during the break at questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. And questions could be things like how to manifest, or like we've been talking, anything about manifestation, or any other question you have, I guess. But if you'd like a reading, you should call in, but we'll try to answer some of the readings that are emailed to us as well, if we have time. Okay, but definitely check that out and call us after the break. All right. And I think we're going on break in just a moment here. So we will be right back after the break in 2 minutes or so. Cheryl, did you want to say anything before we go?
Thanks, everyone. You're listening to Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We're with Lori Albert, and you can get her book on Amazon. So click on Amazon, Manifestation Journal for Beginners, Lori Albert. We'll see you right after this break.
You're clear.
And for those of you on Facebook, you get to hear us on break, but the live radio, they don't. So that's why we have to do that. But definitely call that. You could start calling the line probably now, but it's going to be a couple minutes before we're back to be able to take calls, just so you know. And we look forward to hearing your calls and answering questions and talking to you guys and tuning into everybody. We love doing that. And I'm going to check the email right now and see what we got here.
Absolutely, guys who are live on Facebook with us, please write in your questions if you'd like to. Questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. We'd love to read them. We can answer them on this show or even a next show. So always feel free and join our Seeing Beyond community. We do have a website, seeingbeyondradio.com. Is that correct, Kel? I believe. seeingbeyondradio.com.
Yes, it is. I had to think.
We have a community.
Yes.
You have a Facebook page, yeah?
We have a Facebook, Instagram. I don't think we did Twitter. We just did Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. That's too many to handle.
So just to swing back around to Jeff's question around health, there are so many people out there that would love to know more about that. I know so many people ask about health. So just to tell you for the next half hour, I mean, anything you can help people out with, Lori or Kelley.
Mention that you guys, when you're calling in, you're calling Voice America because that's the radio station. So they're going to answer Voice America. You don't need to hang up when they answer that name. It's not going to be our names. It's Voice America. And you can also, if you're not on Facebook or don't like Facebook, you could just go to voiceamerica.com and listen to us there as well. And there is no delay like on Facebook.
We're coming back.
You're listening to Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed with Kelley and Cheryl. If you have questions for the hosts or guests, you can join us on the show at 888-346-9141. That's 888-346-9141. Now let's get back to the show. Here again are Cheryl and Kelley.
Welcome back.
Sorry, Kelley, go ahead.
I wasn't sure if you were going to. You looked at me. But welcome back. And we have a caller on the line, Jeff.
Oh, beautiful.
So we're ready to take his call.
Got to introduce him.
Jeff, are you on the line? We're here to answer any questions you have.
Yes, this is Jeff.
Hi. How can we help you today?
Hello. I love your show. Thank you for having it, for hosting it.
You're
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I wanted to see if you are receiving any messages just about my ongoing some health issues.
Mhm. Mhm.
Cheryl, did you want to start? Or Lori?
I actually have had a reading with Jeff before, so I'd
Oh.
like to kind of pass it over to you.
Okay, well, let me tune in and see what I get, Jeff. Give me just 1 second. I'm just going to kind of tune into your energy. So I'm not always good with health at first. I like to start with like more of a psychic reading, and then I kind of go down and tune into you. But right off the bat, I want to go to my stomach area. So is there issues with your stomach area?
I have had some issues with my stomach. Yes, ma'am.
I'm feeling like there's some digestive issues, something to do with your diet or being sensitive to certain foods that affect that cause inflammation in the body, and that cause other
Okay.
issues. So I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but have you been food tested for allergies and things like that?
I have not.
Okay, I'm not sure what the health issues are, and I don't want to ask you personal information over, live
Yeah.
radio, but I do want to say, to me, it feels like there is help, and you just haven't found the right doctor to get you on the right track. And I think that you need to look outside the box and look into more of a holistic approach along with, of course, the medical approach, because I think you need both in today's society. I think nowadays it's like they both should work together. And I think that
Okay.
with that, you're going to find a lot of relief. And I do think changing certain things in your environment are going to help because you're highly sensitive. If
Okay.
that makes sense.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
We have a lot of callers on. So I think what we should do is just like one of us take a call each.
That would be fun. Let's do that.
Okay. So the next caller is Chris, and I'm going to hand it to you, Cheryl.
Okay. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the show. And what's
Hi,
your
Cheryl.
question? Hi, Chris.
Hi. I am I'm interested in having a reading.
Hi, Chris. What would you like? What is your question around the reading? What would you like help with?
I would like to know, we've had a friend of ours pass away this past year. And so I was wondering if you can make a contact with him.
And may I ask you, is this person like a best friend, please?
Yes.
And I feel like this person came over to the house all the time, or there's something about spending lots of time on the couch is what I want to say.
Yep. That's
And
true.
pardon me?
That is true.
And I feel so relaxed. And I really get a sense that you took care of this person. Can you understand that? Guys would have taken care of him.
Well, that could be one of the other people. Yes, possibly. Mm-hmm.
I also feel when I feel his energy, I feel like he's telling me like he knew he was about to go, like he knew it was his time. So I really get a sense of you guys discussing this matter spiritually, right? Or having this conversation. Does that make sense,
That's
Chris?
right. That's right.
So in some way, it's like hello from the other side. It's like, hello, don't you see me over here? And I also saw rainbows. I also don't know who the cloud watcher is. Some people are cloud watchers, right? And they make images out of the clouds, but that he talks about a rainbow, Chris.
Oh, okay.
And he's never left you, and he brings through music for you guys to listen to music, that there are messages coming through music, and that he's very connected with, I do feel him being very connected with soul and spirituality. So this would be something that he has looked into in depth.
Now I'm a little lost. Who that could be.
I do feel like he has deep questions around the soul is what I'm hearing. So I'm just going to leave you with that information, Chris. I know we're doing many readings here, but also would you kind of keep an eye out for rainbows and also the clouds, the cloud watcher, please?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Chris, it was nice to have you on our show. Thanks for calling in.
You take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So let's have Haley come on, and if you would like to work with her, Lori, that'd be great. If not, you don't have to. It's up to you.
I'm
awesome.
I'm game. I love it. Hi, Haley.
Hi, how are you?
I'm I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. It's been a minute since I've talked to you.
Oh, I've talked to you. Oh, yay.
Yep, multiple times.
Oh, good.
Oh, do you want me to take this one?
You can, sure.
Do you not remember who she is? If you don't remember, go for it.
You know what? I did with so many people, and please don't take that personally, Haley.
Oh, I don't. Not at all. I know you see tons and tons of people. It's been years, like I said.
Oh, okay, good.
You
All right, so
take it then.
I can go ahead and take. So what can I help you with today?
I've had quite a few people pass over, and I usually reach out and, ask them to send me some signs and whatnot when I'm, dealing with certain things. But I was just wondering if any of them have anything to say to me in regards to fertility.
Okay. Right off the top of my head, I am seeing actually 3 people standing behind me. I feel like there's the main the main person is a larger man.
Okay.
Would you understand who that might be?
Yes, possibly.
Okay. I'm just in terms of doing this quickly, I'm just going to kind of, if you think you know who that is, I'm going to get on to the message because he's got a lot to say.
Okay.
He is talking about the stress surrounding fertility, and he's laughing because I don't think that this man was somebody that would have been like really into meditation when he was here on earth.
Okay.
But he's talking about meditating. He's talking about you meditating to get yourself calm and present, just being in the present moment. That's what he's talking about. And I have the other 2 people, they're showing themselves to be quite a bit shorter. Well, okay, not quite a bit shorter, but shorter than him. And they're like on both sides. It's kind of cute. And I feel like that it's a lot of support that you have from the other side. And I kind of feel like that that they're there. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So because I'm saying she knows, I mean, this is what I'm hearing them say. She knows we're there. This is all, this little reading here that we're doing is about confirmation for you. Okay. They really, really keep stressing that they want to see your stress level go down, and not just surrounding fertility stuff, life stuff, granted, we just had a pandemic. And that's stressful in itself. But there's a lot of stuff going on in your life, and meditation could really help. And they're also, and he's laughing, this bigger man in the middle is laughing also because he's like, I'm going to say a word that she would never think should come out of my mouth, but it's mindfulness. So he never would have, but he's from the other side. He's like, oh my God, I get it. I mean, so I feel like that he had this whole transformation when he crossed over. So look into mindfulness, start to allow yourself to be in the present moment more. And that will help to take away some of the anxiety and the, the stress of it all. So I'll leave you with that. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you for calling in. Yeah, that was awesome, Lori. Awesome. So let's welcome Brenda on. And hi, Brenda, are you with us?
Hello, how are you ladies doing?
Great.
Hi,
Thanks for
Brenda.
calling in. Hi. How can we help you today?
So my aunt and uncle have been coming to me a lot lately, and I want to know who they're bringing with them because I can't see the person. All I see is a shadow. I can tell it's a guy, but I don't know who it is.
So, well, let me just tune into so you want to know who's been coming to visit you from spirit. You know that 2 of them are your aunt and
with
uncle.
my aunt and uncle.
Okay, so I do feel like you have a lot of people in spirit. Would you understand that? Because I do feel like there's a big family on the other side. And I also feel like this person they're bringing with you feels younger. So I want to say like a younger generation. So would you understand having a cousin that passed or somebody in the family that was younger when he passed, like a young adult to like 20s to 30s? Because I feel like this is a cousin that you would have known and that you would have been very close with. I feel like or not very close, but you guys were close. Do you understand this with this cousin?
Yes.
And I feel like his passing was very tragic and it was difficult for the family. So I know that he is coming through really just to kind of say hello because you're very open and he knows that you're going to talk to his mother. Okay. Do you understand this?
Okay. Yeah.
Because I feel like
that
his
makes
mother
sense
is
now.
still here.
Yes,
Is this
she is.
correct? Yes. And he wants to send her love. And I also feel like it might be her birthday or his birthday or something. And that's why he's been trying to get through. Of course, it was Mother's Day too.
His sister's birthday.
Thank you. Because I know it was Mother's Day, but it's like he's trying to get through for a birthday to say happy birthday to somebody. And you're very open and he's hoping that you're going to give that message to his family. All right. Are you developing? Are you learning this gift?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're doing good
But
because
there's
they're
some
coming
nights,
to
like,
you.
that they come in. There's some nights like they come in and it's like they're talking, but I can't hear them. Is that normal sometimes?
Yes, just you know what? Just keep developing, and the more you work on it, the stronger you get. Okay, it'll get to the
Okay.
point where you
Thank
hear
you.
perfectly. Thank you for calling in, Brenda. And I'm going
Bye-bye.
to bye. I'm going to introduce or welcome Teresa now. And Cheryl, you want to work with Teresa?
I will. Hi, Teresa.
Hi,
Hi, Teresa. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
What's
that's awesome.
what's your question?
I just have a question. I'm actually originally from Canada, but I'm here in the U.S. and I'm living here. And I got married March the 3rd,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to know, when do you see me getting my residency? I'm actually starting certain things now, but I'm just trying to get stuff together. And I just wanted to know if there's any information that you can give me to let me know.
Well, first off, congratulations on your marriage.
Yep.
This is
Thank
terrific.
you so much. Yeah.
I feel like you're definitely going to get this maybe within the year, is what I keep hearing. And I also feel, Teresa, that there's something about getting it within several months, like you have pull, or I don't know what you're doing, but you've got some strings you're pulling or something to get you in sooner. Is that right?
No, because one of the forms is like, I know you guys don't know anything about that, but one of the forms is the I-30. It's like a different form you have to fill out. And my husband is paying for that on the 1st. But the other one for the residency is like over $1,000, like $1,145 or something like that. So I'm trying to figure out, how I can get the funds for that, because things are, a little bit tight. So that's concerning. And I just wanted to know if there's any red flags popping up, because I just, I never went through this process before. So, you know what I mean? I obviously really need that, right?
So I really want to, this is what I'm getting, Teresa, is something's going to happen for you within the year, but I also felt June of next month also that you'll be hearing back from them. All right. But I don't see any red flags. I really get a sense of things do go smoothly for you. And I just feel that way. I just feel like you're going to get this with.
I've been stressing over that. It's hard to sleep, because I have to get all this stuff together. But, with the money thing, and then I get migraines. It's just like, I'm the type of person that worries a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm always the type of person that will take care of what needs to be taken care of. But things are really tough for my husband right now, and finances and stuff like that. So I just, I want some kind of miracle. I've been praying like every day, and I just want to know. And I have a family member that's helping in Canada, filling out the forms and helping me with that. And, he's a lot good help. But yeah, I just wanted to have some sense of peace, knowing that, okay, yes, everything's going to be okay. I don't need to sit here and, worry in my head, right?
Absolutely. And I just want to tell you, Teresa, this is a great question that you have around manifesting, manifesting this to be smooth, grounding yourself, taking a walk in nature, trying to have gratitude for what you've just been through. Maybe Lori or Kelley can add something to this, but it's about you're manifesting this to go through for you. So, Lori, do you want to add to that a little bit? Just what's one thing that she could do to help her?
Well, stay positive and,
good.
you know, find the things within the whole situation that you can be grateful for.
Yeah.
And focus on
Yeah.
that. Don't focus on the things that could go wrong, because the more you focus on all that stuff, you know,
Yeah.
that's when.
And I've been using like sage. Like I bought some sage because the other day when I had a migraine headache and I was like really down, and I had some sage, it actually does help. I went outside. It was in the morning, so everything was really calm. You know what I mean? No noise whatsoever, and that really does help. So
Yeah, Teresa, look, you're talking to 3 mediums who are just confirming that, it is about having gratitude. So I know this was a mini reading for you today. So we just send you all the love. Please, keep watching our show this week, every Wednesday. You're always welcome to call in again. Let us know how you're doing. But really what you're doing, it does sound right. I love the sage. I love the hikes in nature. So we just want to thank you so much for your call. All right. Thank you, Teresa. All the best.
Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you.
God bless.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Aw, that's so cute.
So we have Jenny next, I believe. And Jenny, we're going to put you with Lori, right, Lori?
Sure. Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. What can we do for you today?
I'm torn between a couple of questions. Would you be able to just pick up on what I need to know the most right now?
Okay. Oh, I actually love doing stuff like that. I love doing stuff like that. I'm actually, and this is where the empath in me is like works really well. I'm thankful for that gift. I really am feeling like I'm feeling like you're what I can't think of the word, that like you're apprehensive about something. I'm feeling very apprehensive. I'm feeling very like, oh, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? I feel like that there's a question that you're dealing with when you're going back and forth on. And does that make sense to you?
There's like 2 questions.
Oh, okay. But
one is health, one's career, if that helps.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually, I didn't mean for that. I meant, okay. So you know what? I feel like that Spirit wants me to talk about your career. Okay. What I'm getting for that is that you're apprehensive about it. That's what I was talking about. I feel like that there's a lot up in the air, and I feel like that Spirit is actually, your guides are telling me to talk to you about the idea of coming from a place of love. Now, I don't know, you tell me, is your work situation kind of frustrating or something, or is there a frustration surrounding it?
No, I'm a massage therapist, and I actually just kind of came out of retirement. So I'm apprehensive about, they want me to work more hours, and it's a great opportunity, so I don't want to turn it down, but I'm just hesitant because I had some injuries that I've still kind of been trying to recover from.
Okay. Okay. Because what that feels like for me is that I feel like that there's some resentment. I'll just go ahead and use that word. I'm sorry. I feel like that there's a little, I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I just said that's okay. Don't worry.
It feels a little bit of resentment, like you're feeling resentment that you have to do this, probably because you're dealing with your health stuff. And I have to be really quick about this because the show's almost over. But what I want to say to you is this: try to keep yourself in that higher vibration of love. I feel like when you meditate, focus on your heart chakra and stay in a place of love. And I don't necessarily mean like joy or bliss or anything like that. I'm saying feel the love. Like whenever you're meditating and you're working with your heart chakra, maybe put your hands over your heart. And I feel like that's going to help you deal with, how can I say it? deal with all of the stuff related to your career. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm gonna leave you with that because I think that they need to close the show. So
Yep, no problem.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in. So let me just say we have about 3 minutes left, everybody, and we have several emails and we have a few people still on hold. I don't think we're going to be able to take any more calls. So if you're on hold, I'm sorry. I know you tried. And the email questions, we have quite a few. And what we're going to try to do is on our next show, couple of shows, try to answer those email questions before we take calls because we're running out of time. Whenever we get with Lori, we just have so much to say. And so we love it, but maybe we'll take more time to do readings. But I'm excited about next week's show because we have, and you know her, Lori, we have the most amazing crystal guru, energy healer, amazing person coming on, Jules, and she's going to be so exciting. And so have your questions about crystals and healing and Reiki and all of that ready because Jules is one of the most amazing healers you'll meet. What is her last name again? Jules Davis, right?
Yes, Jules Davis.
Yeah. So we're really excited to have her. And we are really excited to have you again, Lori. And I'm so glad that we were able to get all of our technical difficulties worked out. And now that this will be recorded and it's on Facebook, because last time we had some serious problems because Lori, like me, is super high energy. And I think we blew up the internet. Oh, and you want to tell everybody your website, Lori?
Yes. My website is laurialbert.com. So it's LauriAlbert.com. And and I'm actually having classes right now for beginning mediumship and spirituality, spiritual gifts, development of spiritual gifts. So it starts on Saturday. So if you're interested, please go to my website. So there you go.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you guys so much for having me today. It was really, really fun.
I'm going to manifest another show with you.
We just want to mention Lori Albert's book again. You can get it on Amazon, Manifestation Journal for Beginners. And Lori, it's just been a treat having you on. We know there's so much more about you. Please check out Lori's website, laurialbert.com. That's Lauri Albert.com. She has a podcast in the flow. She does amazing work on Insight Timer. She has this beautiful book out. She's teaching a class coming up soon with, I think, just a few spots left. But this class you're teaching, you mentioned it's online.
Yes,
so
it's an online class, so you can be anywhere.
That's nice. And is it beginning spirituality? Is that right?
Yes. Starting at the beginning and just helping people figure out what their gifts are.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's great. Well, we have about 30 seconds.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
you.
I truly, truly appreciate it. You both are lovely, lovely ladies. So,
we loved having you on both times. And I'm glad we got to talk about all these things, but I feel like there's more.
there's always more.
Right? Always. So thank you, everybody out there in Facebook land and everybody that's watching on the radio show, voiceamerica.com, and that listens later. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And we look forward to next week's show all about crystals. Yes.
All right, everyone, tune in next Wednesday with our Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. Kelley Eckhardt, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. It's such an honor to share a platform with you. Everyone, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Love you too, Cheryl. And love you, Lori.
You're clear.